The moment my daughter asked why Grandma wanted everyone except us on the family vacation, I knew something was terribly wrong. What I didn't know was that my sister had been planning this betrayal for months, and that one phone call would turn her perfect trip into a disaster she never saw coming. My name is Sarah Mitchell, and until 2 summers ago, I believed family was something you protected, no matter how much it hurt. I was wrong. Looking back now, the signs had always been there. The favoritism, the subtle comments, the way my sister, Emily, somehow managed to make every family gathering about herself. But I ignored it because that's what I'd done my entire life. Emily was 3 years older than me. Growing up, she was the golden child. She was the cheerleader, the homecoming queen, the daughter who got straight A's without trying. And I was simply Sarah, the quiet younger sister who stayed out of trouble and worked twice as hard for half the recognition. When we became adults, nothing really changed. Emily married young and had one son, Tyler. I married Michael and became stepmother to his 2 children, Lily and Noah. The kids were 6 and 8 when I entered their lives. Their biological mother had passed away after a long illness. They were heartbroken. Michael was overwhelmed, and I fell in love with all 3 of them. Not overnight, not magically, but through bedtime stories, school projects, nightmares, soccer games, tears, laughter, years of showing up, years of choosing them, years of loving them. By the time Lily turned 14 and Noah turned 16, they weren't my stepchildren. They were simply my children, at least to me. Unfortunately, not everyone felt the same, especially Emily. The first time she crossed a line was during Thanksgiving. Lily was 11. We were gathered around my parents' dining table when Emily looked directly at my daughter and smiled. "You're getting so big," she said. Lily beamed. Then Emily added, "I still can't believe how much you look like your real mother." The room instantly became uncomfortable. Michael froze. I squeezed Lily's hand under the table. My daughter quietly looked down at her plate. That one sentence ruined her entire evening. Later that night, she asked me a question I would never forget. "Do you think Aunt Emily wishes you weren't my mom?" My heart shattered. I hugged her tightly. "I am your mom, but not really." "Yes, really." "No," she whispered. Not to her. I wanted to call Emily and scream. Instead, I convinced myself she didn't mean it. That became a pattern. Birthdays, graduations, Christmas gatherings. There was always something, some tiny comment, some little reminder, some distinction between real family and everyone else. And every time, I swallowed my anger for the sake of peace. The breaking point began with a family vacation. Ironically, it was my idea. Every year our family talked about taking a big trip together. Every year someone backed out. Schedules, money, excuses. So one January, I decided to make it happen. I spent weeks researching destinations, resorts, flights, activities. I built spreadsheets, compared prices, calculated budgets. Eventually, I found the perfect place. A beautiful beach resort in Florida. Enough rooms for everyone. Activities for adults and kids. Reasonable costs. I called a family meeting. My parents came. Emily and her husband Brian came. My younger brother Daniel joined over video chat. Everyone loved the idea. "This is amazing," Mom said. Emily smiled. "It looks perfect." I was thrilled. For the first time in years, everyone seemed excited about something I organized. Over the next 3 months, I handled everything: reservations, flight coordination, payment schedules, room assignments, restaurant bookings, excursions, everything. The total cost exceeded $15,000. Everyone reimbursed their share. But because I made the reservations through my travel rewards account, everything remained under my name. That detail would become important later. Very important. One evening in April, Emily called me. "Can we meet for coffee?" "Sure." She sounded unusually nervous. The next afternoon, we met at a cafe downtown. After a few minutes of awkward small talk, she cleared her throat. "So, there's something I wanted to discuss." "Okay. It's about the vacation." I smiled. "What about it?" She avoided eye contact. Then she said something that made my stomach drop. "Mom and Dad think it might be better if Lily and Noah didn't come." I stared at her. "What?" Emily quickly continued. "Not because they don't like them." "Then why?" She hesitated. "They just thought this trip should focus on immediate family." For a moment, I genuinely couldn't process the words. Immediate family. "Yeah," I laughed. Not because it was funny, because it was absurd. "Lily and Noah are my children." Emily sighed dramatically. "You know what I mean." "No, actually I don't. They're stepchildren, Sarah." The word hit me like a slap. I sat perfectly still. Who said this? Mom and Dad. I knew immediately she was lying. Emily always blamed others when she wanted something. What exactly did they say? She shifted in her seat. Just that maybe this vacation should be limited. Limited to whom? She finally looked at me. Blood family. The cafe suddenly felt too small, too loud, too hot. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. After 16 years of raising these kids, 16 years of family holidays, 16 years of calling them grandchildren. Now they weren't family enough for a vacation? No. Emily frowned. No. I stood. The answer is no. Sarah, don't be dramatic. Dramatic. People nearby started looking. I lowered my voice. You want me to tell my children they aren't invited on a trip I've spent months planning because they don't share DNA with you? That's not what I said. It's exactly what you said. Emily crossed her arms. I just think Tyler deserves time with his real grandparents. I stared at her. Then something clicked. This wasn't about my parents. This wasn't about family. This was about Tyler. Emily wanted her son to have all the attention. She wanted exclusive access. She wanted her perfect family photo, without my children, without competition, without reminders that family could be chosen. "You know what?" I said quietly. "What?" "We're done talking." I walked out. She called after me. I didn't stop. That night I called my mother. The conversation lasted less than 5 minutes, because the second I explained what Emily said, Mom exploded. "She told you what?" I closed my eyes. Relief washed through me. So it wasn't them. "Mom, I never said that." "I know. Your father never said that either." I sat silently. Mom's voice trembled. "Those kids are my grandchildren." Tears filled my eyes. "I know." "No, listen to me." She sounded furious. "I have never considered them anything else." The next morning, Emily called 23 times. I didn't answer. Then she texted. Another text. Another. I ignored them all. A week passed. Then 2. I assumed the issue was over. I was wrong, because one Saturday afternoon, Lily walked into the kitchen holding her phone. She looked devastated. My heart immediately sank. "What happened?" She handed me the screen. It was a family group chat, one I wasn't part of, a brand new chat created by Emily, and the message at the top made my blood run cold. Below it were dozens of messages, resort discussions, flight updates, excursion plans, and then one message from Emily. Another message, then a laughing emoji. My hands started shaking. "How did you get this?" I asked. Lily swallowed hard. "Tyler accidentally sent me a screenshot." I looked at my daughter. Her eyes were red. "Mom," I already knew what she was going to ask, but hearing it still hurt. Do they really not want us there? I couldn't answer, because if I opened my mouth, I might cry. Instead, I pulled her into a hug, and for the first time in years, I stopped protecting Emily because something inside me had finally broken. That evening, after Michael saw the screenshots, he looked at me and asked a question that would change everything. What if we stopped begging people to treat us like family? I looked up. What do you mean? A slow smile appeared on his face. What if we take the kids somewhere better? I frowned. Better? He nodded. Much better. At that moment, I had no idea that within a few weeks, Emily's carefully planned family vacation would completely fall apart, and the reason it happened was sitting inside my email inbox, waiting to be discovered. A discovery that would leave my entire family stunned and force Emily to finally face the consequences of what she'd done. Michael barely waited for the kids to leave the kitchen before he reached across the table and slid my laptop toward me. Open your email. I frowned. My email. He nodded. The one from the travel company. I searched through hundreds of messages before finally finding the reservation confirmation. There. He leaned closer. Read the cancellation policy. I skimmed the page once, then again. My eyebrows slowly lifted. Michael? He smiled. Everything is under your rewards account, isn't it? Yes. And whose name appears as the lead traveler? I swallowed. Mine. He folded his arms. So unless you authorize changes, I stared at the screen. No one can access the reservation. A strange mixture of relief and anger washed over me. Months. I'd spent months planning every detail. Emily had acted as if she could simply replace us and continue using everything I'd arranged. She'd never even asked. She'd simply assumed. Michael gently closed the laptop. I'm not saying ruin anyone's vacation. I know. I'm saying stop letting people benefit from your kindness after they've hurt our children. That sentence stayed with me all night. Sunday morning, my phone rang. Emily, again.